Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Lights, Camera, Akron. I'm Michael Macon.
And I'm Naquan James, reporting to you from Colby Hall.
On this episode, Tyreese checked out Roundabout Akron, a digital walking tour of downtown Akron.
And Michael went up to Cuyahoga Falls for Literary Festival.
All this and more coming up on Lights, Camera, Akron.
Recently, a group of 13 students from the University of Akron created a digital walking tour of downtown Akron, dedicated to illuminating Akron's hidden gems.
And not only has this project helped bring students and faculty together, but also organizations such as Downtown Akron Partnership and the Summit County Historical Society.
Reporter Tyreese West has more.
Thank you, Michael and Naquan. I'm standing in front of the Akron Civic Theater, one of the many stops on the DAP Downtown Akron tour. Come with me, and we'll find out what other hidden gems Akron has to offer.
I used the website myself to explore downtown Akron. I found many buildings that I had never heard of before. It was easy to navigate and a great asset for people who are not familiar with the Akron area. I interviewed the professor and one of the students who helped create the website.
So the class was an unclass, which means it was offered through the Excel Center and was meant to be student-driven. And in this case, it really was student-driven because I had a student who came to me and wanted to put together a class that was about downtown. And so I liked the idea of working in the archives, and together that student, Sonia Potter, and I put together a plan for how we might run this class.
We really wanted to just show how culturally diverse Akron is within its history and all the different things that comes out of Akron. We focused in on, with my group, did the Civic and how it was Lowe's Theaters before, and it's been a theater since it's been opened, and just bringing that part of the arts to Akron. And one group focused on the Mayflower, and famous people stayed there, like Shirley Temple. So there's just so much rich cultural history that has come out of Akron that we wanted to show to the public. Akron isn't just some city. It has a lot of important things coming from it.
Akron is a beautifully unique city, and it's in the process of being renovated. If you can get around the construction, of course, it's a memorable experience for every time you go.
We knew we wanted to do a walking tour because we wanted something that was virtual as well as something that was going to be bringing people downtown. And we were thinking about it in terms of the construction and how it's such a mess down there, or it was at the time, and that we wanted to make sure that people would still have an experience downtown, and maybe would see the idea that downtown's always been changing as part of what the history of Akron has been, as well as its present and its future. So that change in building is what it's always been about. So we thought, well, finding some archival pictures and putting them up in relation to what people can see now would be an interesting way to highlight the activity that's always been going on downtown. And that's what the class did.
This website allows you to be the guide of your own tour. You have complete control of where you want to go. Thanks to Roundabout Akron, people have a comprehensive guide to everywhere that Akron has to offer, making it all the more interesting a place to visit.
Because I know personally for our walking tour, you don't need a tour guide. You are your own tour guide, and you don't have to do it in any certain order, and you could even eliminate a building if you're okay, that building's not even interesting to me.
Everyone who visits says they feel a sense of attachment to it.
I feel after this class, I developed such a close identity with Akron that I felt I didn't have before.
They wouldn't have signed up for the class if they didn't love Akron in some way. There were a few people who signed up for the class who weren't from Akron, or some who had just recently come to this campus from the Wayne campus and just wanted to get to know it better. But of course, most of the people who were involved in the class already had been in Akron for a long time. And usually they had something about downtown that they wanted to highlight for other people. I've lived here for 2 decades now, and there are still things that I want to know about downtown Akron. And I do love that it has this rich history, and I love that we don't often know about it, but we sense it when we're down there. So having a way to actually bring it to people when they're walking around was, to me, a really wonderful thing.
Yeah, definitely. Take the time to go on the tour and learn about the history of Akron. And probably when you're on the tour, you'll come across like a restaurant that you walk by that sounds interesting, and like it's not just about history, it just makes you feel more a part of the city and not just a student going to the University of Akron.
I hope that everyone who uses Roundabout Akron has the same experience that we did. Tyreese West, Lights Camera Akron, ZTV.
Wow, that's really awesome that people in Akron are able to access this map so that they can check out everything that downtown has to offer.
For sure, and to see the University of Akron connect more with the city of Akron and DAP is a really beautiful thing.
Most definitely. Well, guys, it's time for our first commercial break, but we'll be right back with more in just a few.
Welcome back to Lights Camera Akron, everyone.
This past weekend, our neighbor, Cuyahoga Falls, held an event called Authors at the Falls, a downtown literary festival. At the event, people were able to journal, storytell, take notes, and even grab a drink.
Michael Maka was there. Let's check it out.
Hey LCA, it's a beautiful and sunny day out in downtown Cuyahoga Falls, and I'm right in front of the Cuyahoga Falls Library, where today there's an event called Authors at the Falls. And in this, people are going to be going downtown to a pavilion to learn some different journaling and writing and storytelling and all sorts of things like that. And then they're going to come back here, and then they're going to finish off at a craft beer festival going on right down there. And I'm also going to be able to speak to one of the people who run this event so we can figure out some more about this. Let's check it out. Cuyahoga Falls Library and the Downtown Cuyahoga Falls Partnership present Authors at the Falls, an event to help improve writing skills and to celebrate literature. At the event, people attend engaging workshops, participate in creative activities, and can even win some cool prizes. The first workshop we went to was for creating a rich writing life at the library. In this, the speaker told us the best ways to make a compelling story and how to get people more involved with writing. She also highlighted how an interesting story is different to everyone, pushing each individual's personal creativity. People in the crowd took notes and were able to ask questions regarding her lecture. Next up, we walked down towards the Cuyahoga River, and at the pavilion, I spoke to Dana Norris about her lecture, The Storytelling Code.
In this workshop, we're going to be talking about storytelling, and starting by just defining it, what is it, and then talking about ways of writing your own stories and crafting your own stories, and then places where you can go share them. So basically storytelling is kind of a buzzword right now. Like, it's pretty, a lot of people are interested in it, both from like a corporate point of view of like, how can I tell my own story, like in terms of branding, but then also just personal. People are interested in other people and the challenges they've overcome, and a lot of people have stories they want to tell. They just feel like they need permission to tell them. So this is a workshop where we're going to be talking about the basics of, you want to tell a story, your voice has merit, you absolutely should share your story, and here are the hardcore mechanics of how to start, like how to get it out, how to write down a story, how to know if it's any good, and then how to proceed if you want to, say, go to a storytelling show like the one that I run and share it, or if you want to publish it, or if you just want to keep it for yourself.
Attendants to Dana's workshop listened to her as she laid out the vital things that a story needs in order to catch a listener's attention, some including the element of surprise and conflict. She even managed to relate these back to Star Wars and the issues that Luke Skywalker's character went through in A New Hope. I next spoke to Abigail Paskey, the executive director of Downtown Cuyahoga Falls Partnership, and I asked her a little bit more about the event.
This event started as a collaboration between the Cuyahoga Falls Library and the Downtown Cuyahoga Falls Partnership. We wanted to help people see the library as part of our downtown and help bring people from the library group to our downtown. So it met both of our interests.
And it's great to see such a big turnout at their first time doing this, and also nice for the community to bring DTCF together more with the library.
This is our first time doing the event. The library has offers Authors at the Falls on a regular basis, but it's our first time offering it downtown and in partnership with our local businesses. We hope that the community really enjoys it and that they give us reason to do it again. I know that the library will be offering Authors at the Falls again in the fall. The Downtown Partnership will be offering different types of events throughout the year.
And if any of you are disappointed that you missed this, no worries at all, because DTCF puts on events like this all the time.
Yeah, so the Downtown Cuyahoga Falls Partnership offers all sorts of events for different people, trying to bring in new groups of people downtown. So this Christmas we did a Jingle Dog Parade. We've done a chocolate walk. We've done progressive meal tours. We are going to be doing a Chalk the Block Festival in May, Small Business Saturday, all sorts of different types of events just to bring more people downtown.
With a great partnership like DTCF bringing events like this so often, the community has definitely been appreciative.
I think it offers the community the chance to come together in a way that's educational and fun, and it also exposes people to our beautiful downtown and to some of our local businesses that are participating in the event. So Asterisk Coffee Bar, Cuyahoga Valley Arts Center, and Harps and Thistles Yarn Emporium are also doing activities for the day. We've been almost overwhelmed by how excited people are about the different events. I think this is our first year really running events, and everything is so new, we're not sure how the community will receive it, but we've sold out. We sold out this event, we sold out our chocolate walk. It's just been a really positive response from the community.
Our last stop takes us to Craft Beer Bar, a hip bar and restaurant located on Front Street. Here, participants played in a book and beer pairing where they had to match a particular beer to the book that they thought fit it best. And the winners even won prizes. It seemed that everyone out there for the literary festival had a great time and finished the day off just right. Well, guys, our event's come to an end, but I had a great time here, and I think it's something that a lot of you would be interested in as well. This has been Michael Macon with ZTV's Lights Camera Akron.
You know, whether you're interested in reading or not, Michael, it really seemed there was a lot there for people to do.
There sure was, Naquan, and an event like that has got to be great for your mental health.
Which is incredibly important. It reminds me of the event I went to the other day out in Fairlawn, which offered free screenings and health talks presented by university health experts.
Naquan James reported. Let's take a look.
At the beginning of each year, many people attempt to work out and eat right in order to get healthy. But by this time, they may have gone back to their old ways. Luckily, University Hospitals recently hosted a Healthy Living Expo so that Northeast Ohioans can stay healthy all year round. This was put on by University Hospital's Azua Medical Center, which is a 144-bed community hospital, which opened back in 2011 in Beechwood. The mission is to teach, heal, and discover, and Alan Papa, president of the medical center, says they're planning on expanding the hospital to include, among other things, an expanded emergency room.
Now what's coming is our second phase of Ahuja Medical Center, which will include a brand new emergency department, expanded emergency department, a larger observation unit, 8 new operating rooms, and 32 new pre-post areas. So we almost double the size of both of those areas, ED and also surgery. And we'll also add a new mother-baby unit, which will be exciting because we'll add capabilities from McDonald House and Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital to our campus.
One part of the expo was a presentation by Dr. Roy Buczynski, Director of Wellness for University Hospital's Azua Medical Center. His presentation was on the ABCs of healthy living. Those included the 3 Fs, food, feet, and fingers, and the 3 S's, sleep, stress, and socialization.
We start with the first F, which is fingers. It's pretty easy. Don't smoke. That's pretty simple. The second F is for feet, and that is a little bit more complicated. It's about being active. You want to make sure that you're doing something on a regular basis, up to 150 minutes a week minimum. the more the better, and making sure that you also do about 30 minutes per week of resistance training. And then the third F, which is probably the most important one, is food. And what do we eat and what do we not eat? And real simply put, when it comes to food, try keep it as natural as possible. So it's the fruits, it's the vegetables, it's the whole grains, it's the nuts, it's the seeds, it's the olive oils. Those are sort of the key to being healthy and preventing the processed foods. When it comes to the 3 S's, the first one is sleep. You know, we all know that sleep is important for us. You want to try to get somewhere between 6.5 to 8 hours per night. Remember that sleep is actually an active time for your brain, where it actually is able to store some of the memories from the day and push out some of the stuff that you don't need. The second one is stress and how to deal with stress and not let stress turn into distress. So things like deep breathing and mindfulness and physical activity, all those things that help us try fight against stress. And then the last one, and is as important, is all about socialization. Making sure that you're connected, whether it's to religious services or whether it's to community services, whether it's volunteering, doing something that allows you to connect with people so that you're not in isolation. Because the more you're in isolation, the more there's inflammation and the more your body basically undergoes what we call early aging.
It's important to stick by these acronyms because your health is controlled by 70% of your lifestyle and 30% of your genetics.
Most important part of lifestyle is in actual fact comes down to those 3 F's and 3 S's. I like to say control the controllables. Do what you can to control your own health span, but also your lifespan.
Accountability and responsibility. That's what Dr. Buczynski hopes people got out of his presentation. That while we do have genes and family history that can affect our health, we at the end of the day are responsible for our lifestyle.
You can't just say, oh, DNA is my destiny. We have control of those genes that we inherit, and we also therefore have responsibility to control how we live, how we eat, how we exercise, and to realize that it's not just about our family history. We do have the ability to turn on and turn off some of those genes. So the key is control the controllables, realizing that there are things we can do to actually affect both our health span and also our lifespan.
President Papa hopes people were able to better understand what resources University Hospitals offers in their health.
And it's kind of a call to action, really. It's really to allow them to understand, well, if I come into this situation, how do I deal with it? And also, if they're experiencing something, they know how to access care at university hospitals. We really are interested in helping the community understand our processes and how to access care and what to look for. It's really an education process because it's a complicated system that we're trying to simplify.
Reporting from the Hilton Hotel in Fairlawn, I'm Naquan James for ZTV's Lights Camera Akron.
Wow, Naquan, complimentary breakfast? Count me in.
The breakfast looked great, but it was even better to see events like this that are put on and free to benefit the entire greater Akron community.
Without a doubt. Well, guys, it's time for our second commercial break, but we'll be right back with headlines here soon.
You're watching ZTV.
Welcome back to Lights, Camera, Akron, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the show again. Let's send it over to Tyreese West for this week's headlines.
Thank you, Michael and Naquan. Here are tonight's headlines. The latest local round of American Advertising Awards presented by the Akron chapter of American Advertising Federation, or AAF Akron, was once again in triumph for many of our Meyer School of Art graphic design students, as well as faculty and alumni. The awards were presented on February 21st at the Akron Civic Theater. AAF Akron has been celebrating its 75th anniversary in 2020. The milestone was recognized with proclamations from Akron Mayor Dan Horrigan, County Executive of Summit County Eileen Shapiro, and State Representative Amelia Strong Sykes. Among the winners of AAF Akron, the American Advertising Awards were 15 students, 3 faculty members, and numerous alumni. As in years past, Meyer School of Art really stood out, says Melissa Olson, serving her second year as president of AAF Akron. The judges continue to be very impressed by the caliber of work coming out of all the area colleges, but especially the way the students at the University of Akron can see projects from many angles, including the consideration of copywriting and marketing as important elements of campaigns. Professionals notice the skill level the Meyer students are taking with them into the workplace and as they leave the classroom. Maria Groom won Student Best of Show for a second year for her integrated brand identity, T-Dude, which also earned a Gold Student Addy. Additionally, Groom earned a Silver Student Addy for her cross-platform integrated campaign, Frozen Dead Guy Days. Groom will graduate in May and has garnered a lot of interest from advertising agencies across the state and region due to her continued success. Another part of the ceremony this year, senior graphic design major Abby Palumbo was presented with the $1,000 AGS Custom Graphics Scholarship. The School of Arts in-house student design studio, Design X9, which provides a professional atmosphere in both philosophy and physical space, won a Professional Silver Award for a logo on a t-shirt done for the 40th anniversary of UA Steel Drum Band. The award-winning studio, now in its 24th year, is led by Janice Troutman, Professor of Art and the Director of Meyer School of Art, and John Morrison, Associate Professor and Graphic Design Area Coordinator. It offers graphic design students with the opportunity to extend their training beyond the traditional classroom environment, to work on real projects with deadlines and client meetings and budgets. Also collecting a number of awards were faculty members Dave Flynn, Bob Clemen, and Dave Soleil. Flynn won a Silver Addy for his magazine campaign, Let's Compare, done for the Gardner Pie Company, and Clemen won a Silver Addy for his poster, Hammond 20, done for the Hamilton Wood Type and Printing Museum. For our second story, the University of Akron takes precautions in response to the spread of disease concerning the outbreak of the coronavirus, which affects the respiratory system. The university understands the concerns of its international students and scholars, and we encourage them to reach out to Student Health Services or the International Center with more questions and concerns. Due to these developments, the University of Akron will temporarily restrict university-sponsored travel to or through China, South Korea, Italy, and Iran for all faculty and staff and students. These restrictions are effective immediately and will be in place until further notice. There are currently 3 confirmed cases in Ohio, and all 3 have been reported in Northeast Ohio. With these recent reports, many colleges and universities throughout Ohio have taken the necessary precautions. This Monday, The Ohio State University decided to temporarily postpone in-person classes until at least March 30th, and the University of Akron has also postponed in-person classes for the time being. That being said, we can be assured that our universities are taking this matter seriously and encouraging students to follow sanitary practices. Wash your hands, avoid close contact with people who are sick, stay home when you're sick, cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, and then throw the tissue away. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces, and get a flu shot. The University of Akron cares deeply about the health and safety of its students and faculty. Well, that's all the time I have for this week's headlines. For more information, you can always visit uakron.edu. Reporting for ZTV's Lights Camera Akron, I'm Tyreese West. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tyreese.
Well, unfortunately, guys, that's all the time that we have for this week's show. Don't go away, though, because we'll have more news coming up in no time. So stay in touch.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at ZTV LCA for the latest. I'm Naquan James.
And I'm Michael Macon. Thanks for watching Lights, Camera, Akron.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. Do you want to gain experience in video production, professional social media, or working with real clients? Visit the UA School of Communications online or follow us on social media to learn more. ZTV, make media, make a difference.